What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90, and it is time for the weekend best bets. If you do enjoy the Friday show here on the Full 90, then make sure you smash a like, subscribe. I just want to say thank you so much. We just reached 54,000 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible. We're 6,000 away from 60,000, so if you enjoy all of this stuff, then please do subscribe down below if you like your football content, because we're currently uploading every single day of the week, Monday to Friday. So I'm having tons of fun, and this is the series where we go over all of the different leagues over Europe and sometimes the world. I've got 14 different leagues for you in this video today, as well as accumulators for the top 5 leagues. And because I enjoyed it last weekend and my Liga predictions on Patreon seem to be going really well, I've got a Liga sort of mini treble and then a Liga mega Accas just for a bit of fun. So with that being said, we're going to get straight in to all of the predictions. We go over to the trusty odds, and you can see it here on your screen. So as always, we are going to do all of the main leagues, and then towards the end of the segment, we'll probably come back and discuss things for Friday Night Football, because a lot of you, and most of you, about 90% of you watching this video, are watching it after it's been live streamed. So if you want to see when it is live streamed, please do subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss it here on the Full 90 on Fridays. But as most of you are watching after it's live, I'm going to show you the weekend stuff, and then those that are here live can watch the Friday night picks with me. Also, if you want to get involved with exclusive tips, everything like that, please do join the Patreon down below. You get a shout out in every single video on the Full 90, apart from these live streams, of course, and it really does help support me. You get involved with giveaways and stuff like that. And of course, the winner, Luke Speck, did win $100 just a couple of days ago. But we are kicking it off with the Premier League. And there is a Friday night game. Greetings from Wembley. Hello. It's Leeds and Nottingham Forest. If you want to see my in-depth analysis and tip for every game from the top 5 leagues, you can watch all of the videos that I've uploaded on the channel this week. That's how it works. I'm going to gloss over it a little bit. This is mainly for building Accas and going to other leagues that I can't do in other videos. So, like I said, if you want in-depth Premier League, there's a Premier League video yesterday. La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, we uploaded that throughout the week as well. So, I'm actually going to start Manchester United up against Tottenham tomorrow lunchtime. And this one, I've gone quite conservative with the odds. Instead of Man United win, I'm actually going to go for the first pick, Man United double chance and under 4.5 goals. The odds are 1.5, but that's pretty good because I don't think there's going to be 5 or more goals. I just don't. I know there could be, but I think that's pretty good. Before we start, if I'm betting £25 Accas, how many games max would you say? That completely depends on your risk tolerance. If it's me and I'm doing a £25 Accas, I'd happily chuck it on a tenfold if I think the tenfold is really good. But it depends. If that's all you've got, just a double or a treble or something, depends. Remember to gamble responsibly, be gamble aware, and only stake things that you can afford to lose. We can keep it fun and enjoyable still at the same time. But after Man United Tottenham, we go to Arsenal up against Sunderland, who I think will win in a low-scoring game. Arsenal to win and under 3.5 goals. The odds have dropped a bit to 1.83. Good morning from New York. Hello, New York, New York. After this, one of my favourite picks, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, both teams to score. Now, I must admit, I was let down by Wolves last weekend. I had Wolves, Bournemouth, both teams to score. I thought that was a really good pick. Wolves did score, but it was disallowed, and they couldn't actually get on the score sheet. But I'm fairly confident that, first of all, Bournemouth score at home, but second of all, Bournemouth concede, and Villa bounce back with a goal. Your predictions are 70% perfect. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I do, as I said, I do have Accas for the top 5 leagues as well as single tips. So, yeah. Would you say it's smart to make one Accas if you want to win, e.g. a £10 and another £10? So what you could do, let's say you have £20, like you said, you could get £10 of that and put it on a single or a double that doubles your money. That is likely to happen. You know, odds of evens, right? And then, obviously, let's say you assume that happens, you've then got kind of that other £10 to do with what you like, and that can be something mental. Like, I'm sure a lot of you know my best bet of all time from over 7 years now. It was like that. It was a £10 bet on a 7,800 to 1 accumulator. Well, when that comes in, you do the maths, 78,000 return. So if you want to try maybe get back your stake with something a bit safer, and then you could go for something mental. On that same day, I did do £10 on a 78,000 to 1 accumulator, and I was 1 goal away. So that would have been £20 staked for an £850,000 return, but that one goal will always haunt me. But yeah, we move on. Bournemouth, Aston Villa, both teams to score. Burnley, West Ham. I like West Ham to win, but I'm going to, again, keep it a little bit more conservative and go for West Ham draw no bet at odds of 1.57. All hail the king of football prediction. I appreciate that. Thank you. I've been having good luck putting on 2-1 correct score, about 2,000 up. What should I do? I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, keep going. 2-1 is awfully common. I showed the record for the correct scores over on the Patreon, and we're up about 50 units on single correct score picks over on the Patreon. So, you know, if you're doing well, then, and you're 2,000 up, it depends on the stake you use. Obviously, if you're doing 10,000 a stake and you're 2,000 up, it's getting a little bit close. But if you're doing 100 a stake and you're 2,000 up, just keep doing what you're doing, have fun, and take profits along the way. So after this, we're going to Wolves-Chelsea, where Chelsea are 1.66 to win. That's probably my favourite pick of the weekend for the Premier League. I don't know why the odds are like that. Chelsea are, I think they're third best away from home in the Premier League, and Wolves are obviously the worst team in the league. I don't know why Chelsea to win is not lower. Greetings, do I get the same exclusive tips on Patreon as I become a member on here? You do, yes, but on the Patreon you also get Liga predictions, which I don't do on YouTube, and you also can message me directly. And there's a few people that really take advantage of that on Patreon. Someone messaged me yesterday saying, what do you think is a good 4-1 Accas? I gave them a treble from the Saudi Pro League, and it came in. And people like messaging me directly and getting my opinion on stuff. So that's the boost for the Patreon. Yeah, the odds are insane on Chelsea. And I don't even think they're particularly struggling with injuries or anything like that. I think that's an unbelievable pick right there. Newcastle, Brentford. Newcastle should win, but I think Brentford can probably cause them some problems. And Liverpool, Man City, I'm going to go for both teams to score as well. So these are my singles for the Premier League. It's quite subdued from normal. There's not as many picks, but I think it's going to be a really exciting weekend. And to be honest, I don't recommend this, right? And these are all single selections, but because I've been so conservative, I almost like this as like a 25-1 Premier League Accas for the weekend. Man United not to lose and under 5 goals. Fairly likely, 1.5. Arsenal to win and under 3.5 goals. I think most people think that's going to happen. That one is the least likely to happen because it could be, you know, could be over. Maybe they drop points. I don't know. But there we go. I think that's pretty decent. It keeps on 1-2, 3-0 and 2-1. Bournemouth, Villa, both teams to score I like. West Ham draw no bet. I just don't see Burnley winning. Chelsea to win. I think that's a really great pick. And then goals for Liverpool City, Newcastle, Brentford. I think that's really good. We got Tango Ake Lukafua joining the members club. So as you've just joined live, I will tell you now if anyone else wants to do that. You can now click on the full 90 page, go to the community tab, and you will see hundreds and hundreds of members only posts. So if you want specific Accas tips and everything for tonight's games, they are there on that page. And then tomorrow morning, I'll do the same thing for Saturday and for Sunday. I post pretty much every day on there. So thank you so much for becoming a member. Go to the community page. That is where all of your exclusive content can be found. But now time for the Premier League treble. The first one, we're going with Arsenal to win and under 4.5 goals. Keeping it real low, just in case we see another lead sort of situation. Picks for today, Nottingham Forest, both teams to score. QPR, both teams to score. Salzburg win. Celta Vigo, both teams to score. Frankfurt or draw over 1.5. I'm a good punter like yourself, I can't lie. I appreciate that. Nottingham Forest, both teams, that's fair. So I like Salzburg, both teams to score. I also like Salzburg to win and both teams to score. Celta Vigo, I'm a bit unsure of. I think they could concede to Osasuna, but I could also see a cheeky little 1-0. Frankfurt are drawn over 1.5 goals. Union Berlin kind of have Frankfurt's number in recent history. I'm not so certain on that, but we can talk about Friday night towards the end. Anyway, this is the Premier League Accas. Both teams to score, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, and you knew this was coming. The third and final pick, Chelsea to win. So what's good about this one is it's a 3 p.m. Accas. So all the games kick off at the same time, and you can follow it. So this is, I'll zoom out a bit for you. This is my Premier League accumulator for the weekend, and they just so happen to be all kicking off at 3 p.m. So if you get Chelsea up 2-0 at half-time, you got the little early payout there, of course. Bournemouth, Aston Villa 1-1 at half-time, and then Arsenal go and win 2-0 half-time, 3-0 full-time. Everyone's happy. I think that's really, really good. Both teams to score. Fulham is a good bet. There is value on that. The odds are nearly evens, 1.95. I just think I like it. I do think it'll be 2-1 to Fulham. So honestly, overs could be pretty cool, but Everton are also, they can be kind of boring, and then boom, they could just draw 0-0. I thought I'd stay away from that for this stream. After this, we have La Liga. Like I said, Celta Vigo playing Osasuna tonight. I expect them to get the home win, but I'm kicking off tomorrow with a Rayo Vallecano win. I like Barcelona, Mallorca over 3.5 goals. It's there at 1.72, but for the sake of the singles on the screen, I will do Barcelona -2 at 2.05. I'll go for all the both teams to score. Sevilla, Girona. We had that. Both teams to score. Sevilla, Mallorca. There were 5 goals in that game. Absolutely insane. And then I've got over 2.5 goals for Real Betis, Atletico Madrid. We had Atletico Madrid to beat Real Betis at 2.05 last night. They smacked them 5-0. And I don't see how this doesn't go over 2.5 goals again. I've also got Atletico Madrid to win again. Much better odds because they're at home. But they just slapped them 5-0 away. So why wouldn't they do it again? I like Real Sociedad to win at home at Elche. Athletic Club to beat Levante. Real Madrid to beat Valencia. But I'd go a step further. I'd do Real Madrid and both teams to score. Remember, if you do it as a bet builder, the odds are 3. And if you do it, like, I'll show you here. This is a prime example, right? Real Madrid and both teams to score. The selection is 3. As you can see. If Real Madrid go 2-0 up and then draw 2-2, that bet loses. Instead, if you click Real Madrid to win, early payout, and both teams to score, the odds are literally the same, but if Real Madrid go 2 up and then lose or draw, it still wins. So there's a lot of games that have the same exact odds with the early payout on side as without the early payout. So I would always check out that first. Even if the odds are a bit lower, to be honest, I would, if you can, stay away from this market entirely and just do it as a bet builder instead, because you can literally go 2 up and lose the game and it would still, still come in. I would love if you'd done I would love if you'd done championship, I guess, as a guy from the UK. That would show me how you really bet. There are championship picks occasionally on Patreon, and I will say this, that one I spoke about earlier, that 7,800 to 1 Accas, you don't get odds like that from many places, but that was a combination of championship and League One winners. So I was much more in tune with it back in the day. But yeah, what about Real Sociedad? I think Real Sociedad beat Elche, as I've said here. But you've got Real Madrid to win and both teams to score. And finally, Villarreal to beat Espanyol Monday night. Espanyol had a great start to the season, but they've fallen off a cliff. Villarreal are a decent team. They're at home. So these are the picks. Either one of these, I wouldn't necessarily combine the two. Perhaps we'll just leave that on for now. Real Madrid and both teams to score. Vallecano, Barcelona to win in a big way. Sevilla, Girona, both teams to score. And then home comforts for Sociedad, Athletic Club and Villarreal. I think that's really, really good for La Liga. Now, if we look at the accumulator for La Liga, I've gone for Athletic Club to beat Levante, Real Madrid to beat Valencia, and then brought the odds down a little bit from the -2 handicap. I've gone for -1 handicap, Barcelona 1.44. So there is the La Liga treble. Similar odds to the Premier League treble. So you can take a screenshot on that if you like. And now we move over to Serie A. Got to smash through it because there's so many leagues and everything to get through. Irish League back tonight. Yes. Come on, Derry. Up the Derry. Let's go to Italy for Serie A. Kicking off tonight, Verona-Pisa. I think Pisa are an absolutely jank. So Verona draw no bet, 1.66 at home appeals to me. I do like Napoli to beat Genoa. I thought about both teams to score there, but I think the odds for Napoli to win are really good, and Napoli tend to have Genoa's number there. Fiorentina to win, pretty decent. Bologna to win, one of my favourite picks of Serie A. Lecce, Udinese, under 2.5 goals. Could see a 0-0 or a 1-0 to Udinese. I like Inter Milan to beat Sassuolo, but I also like Inter Milan and both teams to score, which comes in at 3.4 in that market. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I've never seen this before. So, you remember how I said sometimes the odds are the same? Usually doing it this way, the odds are lower because obviously you get more outcomes on side doing it this way. If you do Inter Milan and both teams to score, the odds are 3.25. So, if Inter go 2-0 up and then throw it away and draw or lose, this doesn't come in. But if Inter go 2-0 up and throw it away and lose, this still comes in at 0.15 higher odds. That is genuinely stupid. Like someone, let's not tell them, but someone at Bet365 should be fired for that. That's free. I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I've never seen that before. I've never seen the odds go up. Right, this is what's happening here. The odds for that are higher, even though it's more likely. That's the short of it. That is more likely at 3.4 than that at 3.25. Brother man. What? So basically what you're going to want to do, you do it like that. You're hoping to go 2-0 up and lose. And then not only does this not come in at 3.25, but your bet here at 3.4 comes in. That's outrageous. That makes no sense. I don't know how Bet365 doesn't have someone in-house. Just that they should hire me. They should check this and be like, what is going on? That is outrageous. So there you go. I joined the Patreon yesterday, but I was in the new video. Yeah, that's because the video was already made. You got to give me a little bit of time. You will be in the next lot. It takes a little bit of time. I'm sorry for that, but yeah, there is a little bit of a delay from when you first join. But yeah, incredible that. That is absolutely insane. But anyway, we go back to the Serie A. I hope that Inter Milan do go 2 up and then lose, so I can take this part of the live stream and just show how insane it was. But Juve to beat Lazio, the odds are terrible, but I still think it'll happen. Atalanta to beat Cremonese, but I prefer the odds of over 2.5 goals. Atalanta have lost Ademola Lookman, who was my favourite player for Atalanta, and he went and scored for Atletico Madrid last night, so good for him. And Roma to win. So there we go. Those are the singles picks for Serie A. But what is the accumulator, you ask? It's going to be Bologna to beat Parma at home, Inter Milan to beat Sassuolo away, and Roma. No, it's not Roma. It's Atalanta to beat Cremonese at home. I fancied them a little bit more than Roma today. So this is the Serie A winners treble for today. I'll have a sip of squash while you take that in. And now we move on to Germany, to the Bundesliga. If you have anything you want to ask me as well, by the way, stick around, ask me at the end. We can talk more about it. Right now, we're just smashing through all of the leagues. We've got a game tonight, Union Berlin-Frankfurt, BTTS. Vardy is Mr. Upset. Yeah, of course, Jamie Vardy playing for Cremonese. Heidenheim, Hamburg, both teams to score as well. I'll smash through the both teams scores first. Gladbach, Leverkusen, yes. Köln, Leipzig, yes. Bayern Munich, Hoffenheim, yes. I think those odds are outrageous, by the way. Hoffenheim, one of the most informed teams, the most informed team in the Bundesliga. And they, just to score, Bayern will score. But both teams to score there is really, really good, I think. So I like that a lot. And then we've got Wolfsburg, Borussia Dortmund. I quite like BTTS and over 2.5 goals at 1.9. And with regards to any winners, I've got Freiburg and Stuttgart. St. Pauli at home, and then obviously Freiburg to beat Werder Bremen there at home as well. TSG Hoffenheim +2, that ain't too bad. Ooh, the odds are 1.27. That is short. That is short for Bayern Munich. Let's check out the handicap market real quick. +2. Go +3, brother. Do +3. Even that, TSG Hoffenheim +3 and both teams to score is double your money. So, you know, Bayern could win 3-1. And that still wins. That's insane. That's really good. +4 even. Bro, +4 handicap for Hoffenheim and both teams to score. Bayern could win 4-1. And that still happens at 1.7. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's madness. That is outrageous. I'm going to leave that there. I think that's really good. Both teams to score is... I mean, that's so good. I really like that. I do. But anyway, that's steal of the weekend. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Double your money for Bayern Munich not to win by 3 goals and both teams to score. That's pretty good. Price of Freiburg to win has just changed to 1.83. But anyway, these are the picks for the Bundesliga treble. Leipzig, as we said, obviously they're on the no-bet list in terms of results, but both teams to score I quite like. It's actually going to be Freiburg to win, Stuttgart to win, and then for Bayern Munich and Hoffenheim, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at 1.61. But honestly, it's either that or both teams to score and the handicap that we just said. I think both teams to score and then a TSG Hoffenheim handicap of +4. That's higher odds than BTTS and over 2.5. If you're feeling brave, +3. We'll leave it at that for now. I'm going to go +4 just to be safe. It's still higher than BTTS and over 2.5 goals. I'll make a little note of that right there. BTTS and TSG Hoffenheim +4 at odds of 1.7. There we go. So that's pretty damn good. I think that's a really good treble. So I'll just zoom back in where we were. And now we move on to the French League, where I've had a bit of fun here. I've got a regular treble and then a mega odds Accas. So kicking it off tonight, Lille to win against Metz. I love that pick. So good to start a Friday night like that. Do you think Gladbach BTS over 2.5 comes in? I do, Callum. Lens to win, yes. I'm leaving Brest-Lorient alone. Could look at both teams to score there. Lyon to win. Lyon have been they've been the best team to bet on lately. Look at that. They're always priced at 1.7. They keep winning. I keep tipping it. Well, I ignored that one, but Lyon beat Lille 2.25. They beat PAOK. They beat Metz 1.7. They beat Young Boys 1.7. They beat Brest 1.7. They've been an absolute dream lately. Been my favourite team to back, and I'm going to keep doing it. Nice, Monaco, both teams to score. We had both teams to score last night against Strasbourg. They fell 3-1. Angers, Toulouse, and Auxerre Paris FC. I'm going for unders on both of those games as well. And then I've got PSG to win against Marseille, but you know what we're doing. We're doing PSG and both teams to score. The odds for that 2.6 here, 2.6 there, so you might as well just keep it as the bet builder there. But some really, really tasty picks in Ligue 1 today. Best bet of the week, I can compile. There's a few in each league that I really, really like. The likes of Chelsea, that we can do like a one per league for every single league after this. But kicking it off with the Ligue 1 Accas, I've got the away day winners treble. It's Lille, it's Lyon, and it's Strasbourg. One a day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All are not all night games. It's an afternoon game. But yeah, away day, I think that's really good value. Strasbourg are decent. Le Havre are not. Lyon are better than Nantes. Metz are bad. Lille are decent. So I'm going for the away day winners treble. But the high odds Ligue 1 treble is Lille win to 0. And then it is, if I go to both teams to score, it's Le Havre, Strasbourg both teams to score, PSG both teams to score. But then Strasbourg and PSG to win. So there we go. That is the mega Accas. It's essentially Strasbourg and PSG to win and both teams to score. Lille win to 0, 25-1. If you do it like that, it's slightly higher. Lille will not win to 0. They might not, but I think they're gonna. I think they might not win to 0, but that's why this is the higher odds one. I think Metz are garbage. So I'm going for Lille win to 0. But yeah, happy to see people disagreeing with me, to be honest. Now, we carry on with the top leagues. We're going to the Eredivisie, which is right here. Plenty of winners. NAC to win, I do like tonight, but I'm going to leave it alone. NEC to win tomorrow. Pexvoll to win. We had them and drawn a bet the other day at nearly evens, and they won that. Twente to win. Feyenoord to win. Really, really good odds at 2.15. PSV to win. Really good odds to win at 1.8. And then I've got both teams to score for AZ Alkmaar, Ajax, and Go Ahead Eagles, Telstar as well. They also had both teams score recently against each other too. I still love you. Hey, I love having discussions with people that disagree with me. I'm happy for people to disagree. That's the best thing about this. If we all knew the exact outcome of every game, we'd all be billionaires. Do you know what I mean? Well, no, we'd get banned before that happens, but you know. Giants, yes, we can have a look at that very, very soon. So those are the picks for the Netherlands. We're going to move on now to Portugal, which is nicely right over here. Porto and Sporting, both teams to score Monday night. Long way away. No one wants to think about the Monday night fixtures when it's Friday night, but it's got to be included. The rest, I've got Guimarães double chance and under 3.5 goals. I think that's really good. Every time I've backed Guimarães double chance, it's come in, even if they've been underdogs. So I'm sticking with that. Then we go to the results. Come back down to the Portuguese Premier League. I like Estoril to beat Tondela as well. Braga, the odds have dropped a lot. They were a little bit higher, but still Braga to win. The odds are so bad. Famalicão to win because AVS are not good. Even though they gave Sporting a scare with a couple of penalties in the Taça de Portugal last night, Sporting still got through. Benfica win to 0. Bada bing, bada ba boom, pow. Portuguese tips. When you bet your Accas, do you prefer to mix leagues? Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, generally I like to mix leagues because I'll do a lot of selections. Usually it's like 6, 7, or 8 fold, and you're just giving yourself a better chance, because if you keep that all within one league, you're looking at a very high hit rate for one league that is not as likely. It's more likely to do it across leagues. So if it's like a treble, I might stick it to the same league, or if they're kicking off at the same time, something like that. But generally, I would mix leagues because I think there's extra value in certain games across different leagues, and we'll be doing that later on in this show as well. So don't worry. We move on now to Austria. We go to Europe. Full-time result. We'll do both teams to score first of all with Sturm Graz and Ried, and then both teams full-time result rather for Salzburg, Lask, and Rapid Wien as well. I like Salzburg to win and both teams to score. That kicks off tonight. But these are the picks for Austria. 4 winners, or 3 winners, and both teams to score. I'm following you from Zambia, hoping to win big this week. Best of luck, Kebby. Best of luck to you. Moving on to Belgium. Both teams to score. We'll start with that market. Westerlo and Trudence today. I fancy a cheeky little away win there, maybe. It would be a little bit of an upset, but I've just got a feeling they might get a result. Maybe a double chance, Sint-Trudense. I think they're actually pretty good. After this, we've got Mechelen and Antwerp, both teams to score. And other than that, we've got results. Winners. And they are Ghent, I quite like. And Genk against Anderlecht. Anderlecht they've let me down. A couple of weeks ago, Anderlecht were playing Dender, who are the worst team in Belgium in the league. And they just needed 1 goal for a big bet win for me. And like a big one. All the others came in, and Anderlecht drew 0-0. They did enough to score, but they were just poor. So, yeah, I think Genk can beat Anderlecht, to be honest. Maybe I'm biased there, so go with caution. But USG and Club Brugge to win as well at home. Just nice kind of boosting the odds there. But I think Anderlecht really let me down a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, thank you for the love on the stream, tapping the likes and all the emojis. I really, really do appreciate it. Please do drop a like on the video, by the way, if you are watching either while it's live or not. I really do appreciate it. And if you're watching the video after and you're at this specific bit, leave me a fire emoji in the comments of the video, because I don't necessarily know the viewing habits of people that watch this after when it's live. When it's live, I can see everyone that's here, but after, not so much. Now, we move over to Denmark, and we still haven't done picks for today, so don't worry, you haven't missed them. Now, the first pick, Aarhus against Odense, was the win. That was due to be played tonight. This is the restart of the Danish Super League, and it's been postponed for weather. So this was a pick for tonight. I still believe it will be the same, so I'm going for a win there. Nordsjælland to win. Midtjylland was tempting, but I've gone for Brøndby instead. And the other 2 picks are both teams to score, and I believe that's with Silkeborg, if I'm not mistaken, and Viborg and Midtjylland Copenhagen. I think these picks for the Danish League are really, really good, by the way. Really, really good. Thank you, High School, for the fire. Love to see it. Love to see it. Life-changing weekend. I hope so. I hope so for all of you. That's my job. So, yeah, we carry on now to Greece, which is not far away from here. Greece. There it is, right there. We're in the both teams to score market, so we're going to get out of that and go back down to Greece. Greece Super League. Larissa, I like them to win at home. PAOK Salonika, I like them to win away, even though it's against Aris Salonika, who we did have to win last week, and they did. I think they're decent, but hey, it is what it is. I thought about Levadiakos, draw no bet, but I left it alone. Olympiakos to win at home is very good odds, 1.51. It's obviously because they're playing Panathinaikos, who are one of the better Greek sides. And Athens, AEK Athens, to win to 0. Now, Greece is the league where I've done these singles most in the live stream, and all singles have come in. Greece and Serbia, I think, are my highest, which we're doing next, are my highest hit rate. So if you want to do that as an accumulator, feel free. It has come in the past. I think if you continue to do treble correct score over the weekend, you would win a lot. I don't know if I've ever won a correct score treble. I've won a bunch of correct score doubles. I remember it was a bit stupid, really. I put £100 on it, but it came in. I think it was the Nations League final, and it was France and maybe Belgium as well, both to win 2-1. And £100 returned like 7,700, and they did both win 2-1. But that was pretty stupid of me. That wasn't very responsible at all. But hey, if it's money you can afford to lose, and you're happy to do that, then you can do whatever you want. But yeah, doubles potentially. Singles, honestly, the odds for correct score singles are so good. If you have conviction with a certain few, then by all means go for it. But we're going to go to 175% zoom and go to Serbia, which, like I said, is my next best one in terms of 100%ing it. Obviously, because there's also fewer games that I tip. And this actually works out to be just a treble anyway. But it's Partizan Belgrade to win. Vojvodina to win. We had them at draw no bet at 1.6 last week, and they did. Crvena Zvezda to win and over 2.5 goals. Those are all of my picks, but it actually just works out as a treble. So if you like your Serbian football, just remember lockdown. Do you remember like COVID-19? I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. Coronavirus, yeah. You remember that, the vid back in 2020? But Belarus was like, we don't care, and they were the only leagues playing. So I can't even remember the names of the teams, but I got so invested in Belarus football. It's so funny. But yeah. Those are the picks for the Serbian Super League. Now we have Switzerland and Turkey to go, and then we can talk a little bit about tonight and other things and everything like that. So Swiss Super League, we've got 3 winners and a BTTS, which is Lugano Young Boys at 2.05, Basel to beat Zurich at home, and Lausanne Sports and St. Gallen, both teams to score. Those are the Swiss Super League picks. And now we travel. I'm going a little bit quicker now. We can go to top leagues here because Turkish Super League will be right here. I do like Karagümrük to win. I think I'm going to go for both teams to score instead at 1.83. I like both teams to score for Samsunspor and Trabzonspor as well, even though Trabzonspor's defense is pretty good. I think the odds are quite decent. I've also got both teams to score for Konyaspor and Göztepe, Besiktas and Alanyaspor. Besiktas been a bit of a funny one. I think they should win that, but who knows? Could be a cheeky loss thrown in there. Fenerbahce, I'm going for over 2.5 goals in their game. And finally, a few results as well. I've got Istanbul Başakşehir to win, Galatasaray to win away. I think the odds there are really, really good. And Gaziantep to win on Monday. So there we go. You should go look in the Netherlands Eredivisie, would go crazy. I did have a winner from there. Both teams to score treble, I think a few days ago on the Patreon. So yeah, not against that. But obviously, I can't do every league all the time because it's just impossible. But yeah, here's the mega zoom out if you want to do a super Turkish accumulator. But there we go. Those are the Turkish picks. So now, let's go for the classic, the value picks that I see in all of the top leagues. So we'll start with the Premier League. Pick of the league for me is Chelsea to win. We're going to make this Accas on the fly. Italy. Is there anything that really stands out to me? Inter Milan to beat Sassuolo is not bad, but I like Bologna at home, better odds. So we're going to go with Bologna. Spain, I've got to go with Athletic Club at home. Real Madrid to win away is not too bad either. Germany, I think Stuttgart to win is probably my favourite pick there. And France, I like Lille to win. So I think... if you wanted to go over the weekend and not Friday night, you could maybe change Lille to Lyon or something like that. But I'm going to go Lille. These are my favourite value picks for the top 5 leagues, a winner from each league. Chelsea away to Wolves. They're way better than Wolves. Wolves are terrible. Chelsea are decent away. I think the odds are too high. Bologna are better than Parma and they're at home. And Bologna are typically a bit of a home team. Similarly, Athletic Club, they're better than Levante by quite a long way, I think, and they are a better team at home. I make these two very similar in terms of the disparity between the home and the away team and what I expect to happen. I could see these both being 2-0. In fact, I could see these 3 being 2-0 if you want to do a correct score there. VfB Stuttgart, the odds are quite high for how good Stuttgart are. St. Pauli can maybe cause some problems, but I think Stuttgart are just way better, and the odds should be lower. So that's why this one's in. I think the odds are too high, and I think Lille against Metz is not a guarantee, because you can't guarantee anything in football, but I'm very confident that Lille will go to Metz tonight in a couple of hours and win. What do you think of PSV, Chelsea, Lens, Lyon, PSG, and Galatasaray all to win at 19-1? PSV, good value away. Who are PSV playing? Why can't I remember it? Does it begin with G? Am I making it up? Who would it be? Why can't I think? Okay, yeah, Groningen, yeah. Okay, it kind of begins with G. Yeah, I think that's good value. Chelsea, yes. Lens, yes. Against Rennes. Rennes can turn up and have a randomly good game, so maybe leave that one out. Lyon, yes. PSG, yes, but I think the odds are too low, so maybe go elsewhere. Galatasaray, yes. So there we go. Please give us today's game also before it starts. So let's have a little look at today, shall we? Leeds, Nottingham Forest, Charlton, QPR. I like both teams to score. Charlton, QPR. I like both teams to score. Union Berlin, Eintracht Frankfurt. Australia A-League. I chuck that on both teams to score. So often happens in Australia. Tonight, NEC, Excelsior, maybe both teams to score as well. Possibly, but I also think value is on the home side. I think Excelsior are not that great, so there's a nice little treble. Atleti, Chelsea, Lyon, all win, and Marseille, 4+ shots on target. 4+ shots on target sounds like a lot. It's not, but, you wouldn't want to get to half-time and they've had 1. I think that's good. I do think that's good. I like the way you've found value there. In fact, one way I think we could find some value is adding any handicaps, but adding corners as well. So if you go corners here, over 9 corners, why wouldn't there be over 9 corners? And then Barcelona -1 handicap. Come on, man. You are kidding me on. I think Chelsea the same. Corners over 9. And just chuck the win. You don't even need the handicap. Oh my God. Look at that. In what world does that not come in? I know you can't guarantee anything. I'm writing it down. I've come up with it on the stream just now, but it looks too good, so I'm going to write it down. Chelsea to win and over 9 corners. The odds are 3.1. You're kidding me. Barcelona -1 and over 9 corners. 2.3. That's nuts. Can you do me a 6 odd bet? There you go. Right there. There's one. I think that's such a good little market to combine. Italy, you've got corners over 8. Inter Milan to win. Bruv. That's crazy. Germany. Nothing's particularly standing out. PSG over 8 corners. Look at that. I want to do that as well. I like that a lot. Inter Milan to win and over 8 corners. I'll keep you updated on how this goes. And PSG to win and over 8 corners. Because then both teams can contribute to that, which is great. But with PSG to win at 1.44, why would you not add over 8 corners, which isn't even the corner market, it's the alternate corner market. They think that's going to happen. Why would you not add that? Do you know what I mean? I think that's insane. Is there anything else we want to cover before I do head off, chat? That's it for today's matches. Let's have another little look. So if I had to predict each match, I'd say Leeds maybe 2-1. This could be 1-1. Celta Vigo win by a single goal, 1-0, 2-1. Verona, Pisa, I think it'd be low scoring, maybe 1-0, 1-1. Union Berlin, Eintracht Frankfurt could go either way, but I think there'll be goals. Lille should win, maybe 2-0. NAC, 2-1. That's really all I've got for tonight, to be honest. So I think BTTS and under 3.5 goals for both those games looks pretty good. Galatasaray definitely win. I do think so. I think they're playing on Sunday. Result on both teams score mega Accas. Let's have a little look, shall we? Let's have a little look. I said Man United 1-0 on my video. I think I'm going to leave that one alone. West Ham at 4.3 is not bad. I'm going to leave Premier League alone. Nothing's screaming at me right there. Napoli maybe. Inter. Difficult, including Serie A in that. A lot of potential win to nils here, to be honest. Real Madrid. Dortmund. I would even say Bayern, but at 2, it's not worth it. Hoffenheim could definitely do something there. Lyon maybe, but they've been getting a few wins to nil as well. PSG. 392. Obviously, remember, this is just to get it on the bet slip. Do it as a win and both teams to score. So, Napoli, Inter, Real Madrid, Dortmund, PSG. Napoli, Inter, Real Madrid, Dortmund, PSV. So, there we go. Nope. Napoli, Inter, Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, PSG. I don't know how the odds are higher. Oh, yeah, because of the Inter Milan, like, bug. Mental. Freiburg are solid at home? Yeah, I think Freiburg will win. Yeah, you get higher odds, and it's more likely to win. Bet365 need to hire me, honestly. That is just outrageous. I mean, let's compare, right? So, PSG 2.6, doing it this way, keeping a 2-goal lead and then a loss on side, same odds. Dortmund 3.1. The odds do go down a bit, as you'd expect, because Dortmund could very easily throw the lead. Real Madrid 3 stays the same. Lovely. Napoli stays the same. And Inter Milan, for some reason, goes from 3.25 to 3.4 by making it more likely. What? What? That's incredible. So there's a fun little result on both teams to score. 400 to 1. Napoli, Inter, Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, and Paris Saint-Germain. But thank you so much for all of you watching, supporting the channel. Like I said at the start, now that all of you are here, I'll say it again. Thank you for 54,000 subscribers. We hit that today, which is just incredible. I can't believe the amount of support we've had on this channel. I know I've put a lot more work in. You know, we went from doing 1 video a week with the Premier League to maybe 2, sometimes with Champions League, to 6. Champions League, Europa League, Premier League, Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, the live show. We do so much more content, and I really do appreciate it. But thank you so much for all of the support. That is going to do it from me. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.